right, let's get right into it. Today, we're diving into a truly incredible story. It's all about grit, vision, and, well, beating some pretty insane odds. We're talking about the story of Ashok Khade, a man who completely redefined what was possible.
So, to really grasp the scale of his success, let's just start with this one number, 500 crore rupees. That's right. At its peak, that was the annual turnover of the company he built. We're talking something like 60 million US dollars. I mean, that's an absolutely astonishing figure no matter how you slice it.
And this, right here, is the big question, the one that sits at the heart of this whole story. How? How did the son of a simple cobbler, coming from one of India's most marginalized communities, how did he go on to build an engineering empire of this size? Well, let's dig in and find out.
Okay, so to get that answer, we really have to go back all the way to the beginning, to a world that couldn't be more different from corporate boardrooms and these massive industrial projects he would later command.
So Ashok Khade was born around 1955 in a tiny village, and right from the start, the deck was stacked against him. His family was Dalit, part of a community that was, historically at the very bottom of India's caste system. His dad was a cobbler, a mochi, in Mumbai, and his mom worked as a farm laborer. The social, the economic hurdles, they were just immense. But here's the thing. Even back then, you could see these little sparks of what he would become. He was a top student, had excellent handwriting, and this incredible hardworking nature was just part of who he was.
So after he finished up with school, he made his way to Mumbai. And that's where a journey began that would honestly lead him to a pivotal, completely life-changing experience thousands and thousands of miles away from home.
Okay, so he gets his start in 1973 as an apprentice draftsman at Mazagon Dock, which is, one of India's biggest shipyards. He's not just sitting around. He works his way up, gets promoted into the quality control department by 75, and then comes 1984. This is the big break. He gets sent to West Germany for some really advanced training on submarines. And let me tell you, this was so much more than just a work trip. This was the exact moment a whole new vision for his life was born.
And this quote, man, it just perfectly captures that massive shift in his thinking. Being in Germany, seeing this incredible, world-class engineering right in front of his eyes, he wasn't just impressed. No, he was inspired. It was like a light bulb went off. That thought, hey, I can do this. I can build a company just like this, myself, back home in India. It just took hold. Right then and there, the employee started turning into a visionary.
So armed with this brand new ambition, this fire in his belly, Ashok Khade comes back to India, and he's not just there to clock in and do a job anymore. Oh no, he was there to build something that was truly his own. And that's exactly what he did. In the early 90s, he gets together with his brothers, Datta and Suresh, and they launch DAS Offshore Engineering. And the name itself is pretty cool. DAS is actually an acronym for their first names, Datta, Ashok, and Suresh. It's a perfect symbol of that family partnership right at the heart of the whole thing. Now, what's really, truly incredible is how they started. Get this, they had zero external funding, no investors, nothing. Their big break came when a former colleague of Ashok's recommended them for this really tough project, one that another company had actually given up on and abandoned. So the Khade brothers, they jumped at the chance. They took it on and they absolutely nailed it, successfully completing this 1.8 crore rupee contract. That one win, that one single victory became the launchpad for literally everything that came next.
And you know how it goes. That one successful project just cemented their reputation for being able to get the job done. Pretty soon, they were working for the absolute giants in the energy and engineering world, both in India and internationally. I mean, look at this list. ONGC, Hyundai, L&T, British Gas. These are the heavy hitters. This was no longer a small startup. DAS Offshore was officially a major player.
But look, the story of what he built is amazing, for sure. But the story of how he built it, the philosophy that guided every single decision, that might be even more remarkable.
Now check this out, because it's a little surprising. You might think that a successful Dalit entrepreneur would, mostly hire people from his own community. But at its peak, when DAS Offshore had about 4,500 employees, less than 1% of them were Dalit. So why? What's going on here? Well, the answer really gets to the core of his entire philosophy.
It all came down to this one powerful idea. Ashok Khade was an absolute, unwavering believer in meritocracy. For him, giving someone a job just because of their caste, he saw that as a kind of tokenism that in the long run didn't really help anyone.
And this wasn't just some nice idea. He put this philosophy into action every single day.
He hired people based on one thing and one thing only: skill and talent. But, and this is a huge but, he didn't just stop there. He was all about actively empowering people. He trained over 1,000 of his own employees to build up their skills, and he went out of his way to personally mentor aspiring Dalit suppliers, teaching them how to be competitive, how to win contracts based on their own merit. See the difference? It was all about empowerment through real opportunity, not just giving out handouts.
So when you put it all together, this incredible business sense combined with a really powerful social philosophy, you get a legacy that goes way, way beyond just profit margins.
And believe me, the world took notice. He started winning these prestigious awards. His story got featured in massive global publications. We're talking the New York Times, the Washington Post. He literally became a case study in excellence, a powerful symbol of a new kind of Dalit capitalism. And you know, through all of that success, all of that recognition, he never ever forgot where he came from. He poured his own money back into his home village, Ped. He funded the development of temples, schools, and hospitals. He was building the very infrastructure of opportunity for the next generation to have a shot.
So when you look back, Ashok Khade's story is just this powerful, powerful testament to the idea that your circumstances, they do not have to define your destiny. He didn't just build a company, he built a whole new path for others to see. He smashed through barriers of caste and capital, and he leaves us with a really important question. Who's going to be inspired by his story to go out and break the next one?